Hello there. We're desperately disappointed to learn of West Ham's 3-0 defeat to Sherwood Forest. But taking the positives out of the day, we did technically get some free advertising. Hey Goldie, what's the angry bloke on YouTube saying?
Loading up now, Dave.
We're having a fucking shit season. Players have completely lost discipline. It's completely gone to fucking shit. All because Sullivan tries to penny pinch. This second-hand car dealer thinks that he can just do what he fucking wants. That's what he believes. And I'm sure he's going to be hurting now. He's going to be upset. But it ain't because he gives a fuck about West Ham. It's because his ego's hurting. It's because he's upset because he looks like a fucking cunt. And he does look like a cunt because he is one.
He don't like you, Dave. Here, why did you hire that Loppy to go here for anyway?
Because apparently he interviewed well. The fucker can't interviewed well. He can't talk English or understand it.
No.
Yeah, you're a genius. You're a fucking business genius. Yeah, I've said it before. Anyone can sell fucking dildos and sex, mate. That's where your money's come from.
What's the matter with that?
Hey Goldie, what's it looking like on Twitter?
Bit quiet if I'm honest, Dave. Neither here nor there.
He's
done you up here, mate. Can he tell Liz done ya?
He did. It was good work, though. Good work. It made me laugh. I always worry. That's one of the better memes. I get memed a lot on Twitter. That's why I've come off of it. I'm fed up seeing myself on fucking sex dolls and things. But yeah, no, it was good. Thank you very much, Ken and Tanlin. I'll take that one. That was good. Good work. How are you, Mick? You all right?
Yeah, cushy, mate. Three nights in a row now, isn't it?
I know.
Friday night, then on Saturday, and then there tonight.
Well, when times are good, you got to ride it, mate. You got to ride the good times. You know, it's just what we're all about. Will he be sacked on Monday? Oh, mate, who knows? There's rumours at the moment about Tim starting as well. I don't know how true these are. I've had a few messages through now about an IT. This is nothing to me. An ITK, apparently a reliable ITK on KUMB has come out saying that Tim is expected to be leaving soon. So that being the case, this is what I predicted was going to happen. If he does go, then you can expect Loppy to follow soon after. What that will be is Sullivan blaming Tim for the mess. That's what he's going to do. I reckon. It wouldn't surprise me. Hello, Michael. So I don't know how true that is, but the circus continues. As far as this thing with Tim goes, I was over the moon when he came in. I really was. But look, if Sullivan isn't going to allow the guy the room to do his job properly, there's fuck all point in having him. There's no point in having him. He is very good at his job. He came with a really good reputation. He had a good body of work, and he'll go on and he'll get another job somewhere else, and he'll do very well somewhere else. But yeah, working with Sullivan, it was never going to be the case. He's a glorified fucking scout, and Sullivan's always going to end up signing people that he wants to sign. He couldn't even choose his own manager, and if that isn't going to change, then there's no point in him being here. I don't think. What do you reckon, Mick?
I wonder if the setup is for Stuyden to go Man United. Now Amarin's gone there. Oh no, they just got a new one though, didn't they? They just got a director of football, didn't they? At the start of the season.
Yeah.
Man United.
But,
so yeah.
Yeah. Most teams have.
Look, listen, it's no secret. I know we don't hide the fact that, for me personally, I don't want Loppy there. I think his time's up already so quickly. But there is that. Do we trust Sullivan to pick the next manager? If we do get a new manager, he can't be doing it.
We've got no choice, have we? We've got no choice.
No.
And even if Tim's here, is he going to be given? Is he going to be given the reins to do that? I don't know. I suspect not. You know, I said this on the show that I did the other night with Jay and Sam. I do think that if this fails, which it's going to fail, it's going that way. All right. Even if by some miracle we get past Everton, which we'll go on to talk about in a minute, and he stays there over the international break, it's doomed to fail. It's going to end. I do think that we could be heading towards another Burnley type situation here, where it's going to turn fucking ugly in that stadium, and he'll have to act. He'll have to do something to change it. Personally, do you know what? this is me. I said this the other night. If I had my own way, if I could click a button and program every West Ham fan out there, I'd make them all stay at home at the weekend. I would. I would love nothing more than for there to be empty seats. But I understand it. I understand. You want to go and support your team. You go over there with your kids. It's your day out. But against Everton, mate, it's a really sore one because look, for me, yes, you always want your team to win. Of course you do. But this is where we're being pushed now. We're basically being pushed to the result at the weekend. This is basically from apparently it's more or less come from X, saying that it's a last chance Saloon game. He's got to win. What we'll be celebrating if we win is Lopetegui staying.
Yeah, but do you know what? I don't get.
That's where we are. Can you celebrate that? I mean,
no, but do you know what I don't get? And I've never have got this right. So if there is that rumour saying that if he loses to Everton, then they're going to sack him.
It's more than a rumour now. It's been confirmed.
All right, we'll say it is confirmed. Why should that matter? Why should that make any difference at all? You obviously have got no faith or trust in the bloke.
What does beating Everton even mean? Southampton beat him the other day.
Absolutely nothing. It just means nothing beating Everton. So just get rid now. Like, just pull the plug. And even if you got like a caretaker manager for now, after the Everton game, it's an international break, isn't it? After that,
yeah.
So
it is, yeah, that's right. I thought it was after the Forest game. I got that wrong. I thought we was on an international break now. But what I've got, I ran a poll earlier on the Claret and Booze community. Where are we? And the poll read, it's a horrible question to ask because, and it is. But the poll was, right, the Everton fixture could determine whether or not Lopetegui is retained for the remainder of this season. A win will probably put us 9 points above the relegation zone because we're currently 6 points above the relegation zone, and it will ensure that no changes are made, which will probably result in a full season of this misery ball that we're having to watch at the moment. This being the case, have you arrived at the stage where you would prefer to lose so that we can attempt to salvage this season, or do you want West Ham to win regardless of the situation? And I said it's a horrible question to ask, but if you could choose the outcome, what would it be at this stage? And the two options were lose and Loppy goes, or win and Loppy stays. 485 votes so far, 89% would prefer West Ham to lose so that Loppy goes. This is a situation that little wanker puts his fan base in. We're at the stage where deep down, most of us would, because I'll be open and honest with you now, if it meant Lopetegui went, it's a good situation. I would just take it. I would. I would, because I love the club and that man's no good for the fucking club. I know you've got fans out there that will go, you're not a proper fan if you don't want your team to win. No, I am a proper fan. I love the club. This guy's no fucking good for this club. He's not. He's just another one. And we've got to go again. Whether Sullivan gets it right on the next time is irrelevant. This guy's shit. The same as the last guy was shit. It's time to move on. But what do you reckon on the outcome of that poll, Mick? The fact that 89% out of 485 people have gone, nah, fuck it, I'd rather lose.
I've got two thoughts on that, right? Well, the first one I was going to say that's safe for people to do that because it's like you don't know who said it. So they don't look bad if they wish West Ham to lose to get rid of the manager. Yeah. Right, but there also is another theory behind that. When we used to do this one on David Moyes, you had to respect that other people, a lot of people, they was their best manager they'd seen for West Ham, and he did win a cup, and he did have the credit in the bank. Loppy's got none of that. So I think there is definitely a lot more fans willing to say openly, yes, I would take a loss against Everton if it means getting Lopetegui out. Because there's nothing happening there. You can't see what he's trying to do or making any positive things. It's not worked under him. Unlucky.
I really, really don't see a fan divide on Lopetegui. You got the odd person, but I don't see a divide on Lopetegui. I think you're right. The majority of people are going, get this fucker out now. Yes, get him out.
Yes.
Most people are saying that now.
There's actually nothing to say. Well, sorry. Say there's nothing to see. There's nothing good to see. The defence is terrible. Midfield's non-existent, and the strikers no good. Like it's just a shit show all over the pitch. So yeah, it's like I said, they tried it, ain't worked out. Fuck off.
Yeah, I know. Right, we've got just to let you know, we're gonna do the player ratings. I really don't want to, but we're gonna rattle through them, and we're gonna get into the phone calls in a bit as well. I've got 2 lined up. I've got Gowie from Romford, who's got some very interesting points to make. So he tells me, and I've got Nolly making a comeback. So yeah, I thought I'd kill the monetisation with me opening slide with the C-bomb, because I'm sure Nolly's going to cement that one. So that'd be fine.
Yeah, but I think it was proven on the second half watch along. People love the C-bomb. Everyone loves it. So
yeah, I know. It's just timing. You got to pick the right moment.
You have got to pick the right moment. But like we said, it was a lot of C-bombs under Moyes because he made us feel like that. Loppy's making us do the C-bombs again. So really, we should charge him.
I know the whole situation is just fucked. But there is something else I want to touch on, right? Because I've got stuck into Lopetegui, bored talking about him. Got stuck into Sullivan. I'm definitely bored talking about him. But I've always been very protective of the players, right? And I am protective of the players. I am. And I do feel sorry for them to a degree, that they're having to work in a situation where they're clearly showing frustration. They don't know what jobs they're supposed to be doing. They all look confused as fuck on the football field. But I've watched the Alvarez tackle back a couple of times. He knew what he was doing, right? And I'm a big defender of Alvarez, and I'm a big defender of everyone. He knew what he was doing there. Now, he went in on a yellow card. He ain't thick. He had plenty of time to contemplate what he was doing there. He was never. There was probably a fucking 20% chance he was going to make a contact with that ball. It was too big a risk. He didn't need to be doing it. It was ridiculous. And he isn't. It's not in isolation. You had Kudus coming out, fucking, losing his temper, slapping people. You've got lots of players that are just kind of not on it at all. And you know what? I understand they're frustrated, but they're paid a fuckload of money. They're playing for us. They wear the shirt. They play for the badge. They're supposed to be playing for us ultimately, irrespective of what wanker is sitting in that dugout. They should be given 110%. That's what they're paid to do. And I get the frustration. I do. But they're being paid to play football at the end of the day. They ain't fucking digging roads, are they? And I'm getting a bit sick of them as well. I think we've got so many me characters at this fucking football club, starting right at the top. Sullivan, it's all about him. Tim, it's all about him and all. They're all coming out defending themselves with their own fucking media people, causing fanfare, just trying to protect their own name. You got the same with Lopetegui versus fucking with Gollum, Balagay. And you know what? It's the same with the players. It's fucking me. I do believe, not all of them, but a lot of them are out for themselves. And I'm getting fucking sick of the whole thing, including the players at the moment. I'm fuming with them. I am. And you know what they did? They did this with Moyes last year, and it really sickened me. And they would be shit under David Moyes for games, and we'd be fuming. And then do you know what had happened? We'd come to one of these last chance saloon games. They'd put in like the performance of their fucking lives, and they'd save him. And you'd be like, well, what the fuck? What's going on? Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't do that, but where was the performances before that? We arrived at this last chance saloon game because they'd been shit on top of the whatever it is tactically, but undoubtedly we've had poor performances from players this season as well. And I think everyone's culpable. I'm a little bit fucking sick of the lot of them at the minute. Bowen as a captain, he comes out and talks after the Man United game. Will, shout out to Will from the Terraces who made this point and brought my attention to it. Will said that Bowen came out and spoke after the Man United game when we won, and he started saying how we're going to we've got to do it again. We've got to win 2 on the bounce. We've got to forget about this now. Blah 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 blah. Well, do you know what? After other games where we've lost, after Tottenham, I think you had Souček come out. After the recent game, fucking Fabianski come out. What's he, a fair weather captain? Is he only going to come out and talk to the press when we fucking win? He didn't show up the other day either. He's been shit all season. I'm sorry. He's got his new contract and he's activated his fucking invisibility clause. That's what he's done. He's gone fucking missing. He's gone missing. We've got him now until 2056, whenever it is. He's fucking, but he's gone fucking missing, and we're giving the captain's armband. So no, I'm going to rip into him as well. All of them have been shit. Paqueta, you've been shit. Jimmy was shit the other day when he started. He did fuck all. Wan-Bissaka, different story. He's been great. Tadibo and Kilman. What the fuck was that defensive performance the other day? And Dinos, Alvarez and Rodriguez, I do feel sorry for. They haven't got any legs. They've been played in the fucking midfield where they have just been getting overrun. They ain't got the legs to do that job that they've been asked to do. They're in the midfield, right? Rodriguez drops deep. Not the other day because we had 3 at the back. But when he's doing that Jack in the box fucking thing where you got 1 minute he's in midfield, then he's dropping back and he's splitting 2 defenders. And then he comes back into midfield. He's got the ball. He's looking round. Where's Emerson? Where's Wan-Bissaka? Fuck me, he's over there. Where's so-and-so? If no one's where they're supposed to be, Wan-Bissaka's out on the fucking left wing sometimes.
It's shocking, isn't it?
Mate,
It's shocking.
A fucking mess.
That's it. It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. Like, I can't make heads or tails of it, and I've not been able to all season. Like, I just don't get it. Everything that he does, he's just mind-blowing. I mean, like, who is it? Someone saying, at least with Moyes, right? Now, again, not pretending I like Moyes, I don't. But at least with Moyes, you knew we had an identity. Yeah, you knew we didn't like it, gonna be defensive, but we knew what he was doing.
But we knew what he was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah. But with this, I'm just at a loss every single game to figure out what the fuck is he trying to do. Like, we play so high a lot of times, but there's no movement. We just overpack the midfield, and we don't play it in midfield. It's mind fucking exactly what it is.
I know. It is mind fucking. So they're all culpable from top to bottom. You know, I want if it was me, I'd clear the decks of everyone. I'd start again. I'd get rid of Sullivan, Brady, fucking Tim, Loppy. Just get rid of all of them. I think the whole thing fucking stinks. I'm bored of it now. I want to see Noble either get involved, or I expect him to sort of stamp his fucking feet and walk out of that club, because he's West Ham, that bloke, and if he's got no say in the matter, I don't know what's going on at this club anymore. I mean, why have we arrived? This is embarrassing. We had like fucking umpteen last chance saloon games under David Moyes. We've got a new manager. He's 10 games into his tenure, and he's on his first last chance saloon game. I mean, that's embarrassing in itself that Sullivan has come out and even fucking said it. Because that is basically what he said. He's got to win. I mean, what does it prove? What it proves is that he's shit. You've accepted he's shit, but he's got to somehow luck a win against a dog shit team, and you'll stick with him because all you care about is being clear of relegation and winning that game. We're currently 6 points above it. That will put us 9 points above it. And that's all you care about, you little fucking melt. Not you, Mick Sullivan.
You fat... I won't say it. No, I can't disagree with you. It's just... Again, everything is it's just bullshit. Everything is bullshit at West Ham. Like we said earlier, or like I said earlier on, if it's all coming down to one game, if we win Everton, he stays, what's the fucking point? He just ain't the man for us. We could go on a little run. Say we did go on a run of 3-4 games. Doesn't matter. He's not going to be the man. He's not the manager for us. He's not. I just can't see it. So why wait? Yeah. Cut the fucking head off the snake and then just get a new one.
Yeah. Tony Ryan, Sean Whetstone is the official mouthpiece of David Sullivan. If David Sullivan wants a message put out to the fans, it will go via Sean and other people as well. But Sean is that person. So that is a message, a PR exercise that they've done many times before. Bilic, they said, we back him 100% just before they sacked him. Pellegrini, the same. It means nothing, but it's embarrassing that they've got to play these games. He's just got to swallow his pride, because he is going to look an absolute mug. He looks a mug now, but when he pays him off, you know, it's got so much pressure on him on that next appointment. So much pressure he has, and it will be a bit of a travesty if Tim does go, because I think if Tim goes, that kind of sets a tone for what we need to expect moving forwards, and that is basically a downward spiral. I think this could be the tipping point for West Ham. We've been up, we've had a little bit of not so much fun, but we've been up high, but I think this could be us on the slide now. You superstars like your Caduces and your Paquetas and players like that, when they were on their game that were there to dig us out the shit. They're not going to be there for long. They're not. We're going to be bang average, and we ain't going to be attracting these players again, especially if all you've got is Sullivan picking fucking players. I mean, we saw it the other day. Having said that, even with a director of football, we've gone out and we've spent 40 million on Max Kilman, 40 million on Tadebo. Look, they're fine. They're good players. £80 million. Nottingham Forest paid 12 million for Milenkovic. 12 million.
And we could have done that. We could have got that. But,
are they better than him? Are they better than Milenkovic?
No, I think Milenkovic has been Well, they've got I think they're saying like the second best defensive
They're
lineup
not better. Our
in the
defence is
league.
shit.
No, but I'm going to bet like Forest though. They've got the second best defence in the league, I think, or third best, and they've got two good centre backs. Don't get me wrong, but that Milenkovic has proper shored them up, mate. He's done fucking brilliant.
Yeah. Look,
Again, that should have been another one that we got, but he pulled the plug on that.
I was looking at Forest and their team and their depth on their bench and the youth in their team and the way that they're playing, the pace they've got all over the place. And I'm sitting here jealous of Nottingham Forest. And I know Nottingham Forest are a great big club with lots of success. They're probably a bigger club than West Ham in terms of that front. But the fact is, they've only been in the Premier League, back in the Premier League for 3 years, and they've already overtaken us. We saw it with Aston Villa, for fuck's sake. You know, we was down there with Aston Villa. They brought Emery, and they've just fucking gone.
Well, let's have it right. We was better than Villa.
We're being left behind.
At that time, we were better than Villa.
We were.
Progressing. We've gone from there, like, that's Villa, that's us. They've gone, whoom. They've well overtaken us, mate. Even though they got smashed to pieces today, but, you know.
But we are. I called it earlier on, right? I'm not going to put the thing up on the screen. But if you look at the table, right, at the moment, if you look at the table from 14th down, because if you look at 13th up, are Man United, Fulham, Brentford, Newcastle, teams like that, they're better than us, right? Therefore, West Ham's Premier League table, our Premier League consists of 7 teams this year. This is how I see it. We're currently top of that pile. We're sitting in 14th. Below that, you've got Leicester, Everton, Palace, Ipswich, Southampton, and Wolves. That's who we're bunched in with now. That we've got to be the best of the rest of the pile of shit teams. That's what we've got to be now, because we're not better than Man U. They'll kick on now with Amorim. We're not better than Fulham. We're not better than Brentford. We're not better than fucking Newcastle. Honestly, I just the worrying thing is now I don't know how easy this is going to be to fix, because when I look at this squad and this group of players now, we don't look great. We look slow. We've still officially, Mick, got the oldest squad in the Premier League. We're top of that table. Literally, officially, the oldest squad in the Premier League. We've still got it.
Well, it's not surprising, is it? Because we had the second oldest squad last season, right? So that was who was it? Fulham, I think, was above us. But then we go and buy players like Rodriguez and Fulkrug. Fulkrug, I can't say his name, but him anyway. Yeah. And these are older players, and he's just, again, everything about West Ham at the moment is just mind blowing, because
it's fucking depressing.
We know they should be doing one thing, but they're doing the absolute opposite. It's just
he went against everyone's wishes with that signing. You know, with the managerial signing. I said it before. When we had Moyes here, the majority of people was in desperation. I'm doing it now. Anyone would be better than Loppy. I'm doing it now. You know, we was doing it at the time we was unhappy with Moyes, when we was getting battered 5-0 by Fulham, 6-0 by fucking Arsenal, 5-1 by Liverpool, pounding week after week after week. You're like, it can't get no worse than this. So that was the stage that we was at. But the fact of the matter is, he had an opportunity. We have got a core of excellent players. The difference between us and these other players, these other teams that I've just mentioned, the difference between us, Leicester, Everton, Palace, Ipswich, and teams like that is they haven't got a Paqueta, a Bowen, a Somerville, a Kudus. They haven't got these players that can basically dig us out the shit. Because I'm genuine. I don't think there's a worse football team in the Premier League.
How many games have you seen this season, right? And thought to yourself, like, even if it's just secretly, and you've gone, fucking hell, without Kudus, we'd be banging trouble. Well, look what we're like without Kudus. There's no going forward. There's fuck all going on without Kudus, and that's a worry. Kudus just do what he does, and that's why he got frustrated the life out of on against Spurs, because there's no helping him out. He's literally carrying that team forward at every opportunity he could get, and now there's just it's exposing Soppy Loppy even more, like loads more.
Mate. He is. Right, let's get into these fucking player ratings, Mick, and let's rattle through them. Right, so we'll start with Fabianski. Mickey, go on, you go on, Fabs.
He made it. He probably saved it being fucking 6-7-0. To be fair, especially the last couple of shots on at his goal.
He was the only player for me that deserves any fucking credit. I'm going to be honest.
I've got another one, but yeah.
Maybe
So
Wan-Bissaka,
really,
yeah.
Fabianski, let's give him above average. You can't give him no more because he did. There were 3 goals in, but at the end of the day, he saved another 3 possible goals coming there.
No, that's fine, mate. I'm going to be perfectly honest now. I'm donkeying that defence up. They was shit. What Tadibo and Kilman were doing with that first goal, I've got no fucking clue. They was getting turned inside out. They were shit. Absolute shit. And yes, it could all be down to Lopetegui. It could be down to his tactics. In fact, we know it is. But I'm sick of the fucking lot of it now. That was a poor team performance, poor individual performances. Defensively, that 3 were fucking pony. They were. When you consider that 3 had Rodriguez and Alvarez in front of them, we should not be looking that leaky. We had 7. Count them. Tadibo, Dinos, Kilman, Emerson, Rodriguez, Alvarez, Wan-Bissaka. 7 fucking defenders. And we look that poor. I mean, come on. And we were sitting deep. No, he's getting a donkey for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm in a hatchet mood. Go on. You go, Dinos, mate.
Dinos, I've got to give him, as you said, I think I've got to give him a donkey as well. I think it's just all. I'm really trying to think of something even a little bit positive to talk about these. But their movement, their fucking positioning, everything was just off, absolutely off. And then, do you know what? If it was just 1 or 2 players, right? So if it was just say, for example, just Tadibo and Dinos, but the others done all right, you could sort of say it's the players, but you can't when it's near enough. Every single defensive player, they're obviously doing what they're being told in training and that. So it's fucked. But yeah, for that same, but
straight away.
Dinos,
his face.
Dinos a 4 because I can't give him a 5.
No. All right. Oh fuck me, what's going on?
Pew 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 pew.
Right,
Paul flicker.
4 for him. I'm gonna go 4. I'm gonna make it quick. 4 for fucking Kilman as well. Back 3 was shit, absolute shit. Donkeys all round.
Yeah.
Right. So I've done Kilman.
Oh, you've done it already? There's not much to say, is there?
Not much to say. Equally as shit. So I suppose the next one, Mick, you can have Wan-Bissaka.
Do you know what? Wan-Bissaka, you got to mark him as a defender because for me, he's not a wing back. He just don't play that. He looked probably as an outfield player, probably a better player out of anyone, but still wasn't good enough.
No.
Oh, this is hard one.
Stephen Pollard, Aaron Wan-Bissaka 8, mate. Come on.
No, it wasn't an 8. No, definitely wasn't an 8. I'm torn between a 5 and a 6. I'm going to go 5. I think he was below average. Yeah, I think that although he was probably a better outfield player, he weren't great.
He was. Alvarez, yeah, you're getting a 1, mate. That was unforgivable for me. What you did there, I didn't like that at all. I don't, like I said earlier on, I don't care if you got the ump with the fucking manager or anything else. You should be playing for us, mate. More than anything else, that was a disgrace what you did there. I've defended him to the hilt. I really have. And that was embarrassing. And you know what? His partner in crime went no better. He should have fucking walked and all. He should have.
Rodriguez.
He should have been sent off.
Yeah, he was lucky. What if you give Alvarez a 1? All right, I'll give Rodriguez. I'll give him a 2 just for staying on the pitch.
Yeah, I mean the midfield was anonymous. It was.
But then I find that every game, though, Nick, I think he just tries bypassing the midfield every single time.
Emerson, I can't remember anything. I know he was getting forward more than Jimmy half the time, but there was obviously nothing there. Rodriguez for me, I'll give him a 4. It was just shit. He weren't.
Passing was off. Passing was actually really bad. Emerson's passing was really bad.
It was poor. Another player. I'll go on. We go Paqueta, Mick. Go on, because I'll get called biased for marking him up. So it's up to you, mate.
I don't think you can be biased. I think that look, we're all going to do them separate, but all 3 of them had nothing to go on. It weren't great when they did have the ball. They done nothing with it. Yeah, Paqueta. I'm torn between a 3 and 4, but just give him a 4. Whatever it is,
mate.
it's a donkey.
It's a
I'm not
donkey,
fussed. It's a donkey either way.
It's a donkey.
Donkey.
Somerville offered less than fuck all. He got bodied in early on in the first half. In about the first 10 seconds, he got absolutely ragdolled. And from what I saw, it didn't look like he fancied it at that point. He kind of receded. He wasn't getting anywhere with his man at all. I thought he was absolutely fucking shit. And you know what? He was lucky to stay on the pitch. Another petulant thing, when he went over and he came down, he knew what he was doing. He kicked that bloke in the head.
Oh,
yeah. With VAR look at that. He's gone. That's another one that would have been fucking gone. I don't know where the fucking discipline has gone with this fucking team, because that was blatant what he did there. So no, for me, I'll give him a 4 as well. He's a donkey. He certainly was the other day. And Bowen, mate, I don't even know what's saying.
Sorry, just quickly, I'm going to digress a bit. Just quickly, you know what you were saying about the question, would you lose against Everton if it means Loppy going and that, right? So, you know, you said about that. Well, look, when you look at a game like this and everyone's getting donkeys, if they do come out and they proper have it against Everton, I think that's a bit of a piss take.
It's a fucking piss take. And they used to do this. They did this last year under Moyes. And they kept on being shit for weeks. Shit, driving us all mad to the point where you get to this stage and then they'd turn out and they'd fucking perpetuate this misery. I'm sick of them. Go on. You got Bowen. You got Bowen, mate.
4, just give him a 4 again. The same. They're all the same. I mean, to be fair to you, all 3 of them could have got a lot lesser score than 4. Yeah. But it's just to literally do a donkey for all 3 of them. They were shit. They was all shit.
Yeah, they was shit. I'm not gonna donkey up the subs. Actually, Soler, I'll do Soler. Soler looked half decent. I thought I'm gonna give him a 5 when he came on. He didn't look terrible. It was probably his best game.
Yeah,
I don't think he got a yellow. Did he get a yellow? Did he escape a yellow?
Yes, they got yellow.
They did get a yellow. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Loves a yellow card, doesn't he?
Loves the yellow card.
So I'm not giving him a donkey. I did the same with Antonio. Same with I didn't even know.
Actually, a bit annoyed that I didn't have like an Alvarez and Soler yellow card double. That would have been all right. That.
Yeah, it would have been. Right, let's get on to Lopetegui.
Oh, this cunt.
Go on, Mick. You go.
I
don't know what I've done there.
I'm absolutely kind of wonky doggy. It's no, not for me. I'm giving him a 0. I'm not even marking in his prick. He's just all wrong. And then another get out of jail free card to try and blame Alvarez for it. Everything about it is so wrong. The defence, can't believe it's been 10 games now in the Premier League, then 2 in the Cup. Then he's had the international breaks all in between. Nothing looks like it's worked on defence. Absolute prick. Yeah, I've had enough. And do you know what? As I'm talking, it sounds like I'm hating on, like, really hate Lopetegui. Do you know what? I've got nothing actually against him.
Do you know what? I feel nothing for him.
No, that's what I think it is. It's just...
I mean, I hated Moyes. He used to wind me up. Yeah, I don't even feel that for this geezer. No. I can't even watch him in press conferences. I feel nothing for him. I used to watch Moyes just to get wound up by him because he used to make my blood boil. But this geezer, he just looks wet. He looks limp, pathetic. I've got no time for him.
He's just a winky wanky, isn't he? You know, like all winky.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about him. That's that done anyway. Who's the man in the match? Man in the match is Wan-Bissaka.
Fabianski.
Fabianski. Oh, it was Fabianski. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just want to get that off the screen, mate. I'm done with it. That's done.
Well, I would have been happy to not do. Do you know what? One more person, or should we even mark this geezer, Sullivan? I don't think we need to, do we? There's no marks there to be had.
What do you mean?
Well,
Sullivan,
I was going to say, you know,
I'd say, go on. You can talk about Sullivan if you want.
Well, no, I don't think there is. We've covered it all. Nothing's ever going to change with him. He's not going to go. I've got a feeling that, you know, you said you could see a Burnley situation happening. Yeah. Now, it could with him. It could with Lopetegui because, again, he's got no credit in the bank whatsoever. And I think that even the people who didn't want to turn on Moyes but secretly didn't really like him, but they was too into it to change their mind. I think now they'll be itching at the bit to say, get this fucker out. Do you know what I mean? They'll be itching. So I think if it does carry on, if he's in a job for too much longer, I've got a feeling it will start turning toxic. If we start losing against Everton at home, you're going to see a lot of boos and a lot of toxic atmosphere over there.
Right, David Forsyth, hi Nick. Your contact said before I was looking at a manager, and you said you can't say it. I still can't say it because it still could happen. I don't know what the likelihood is because of the release clause that's being spoken about at the moment is quite sizable. But yeah, I have spoken to the guy since that game, and he thinks that Sullivan has got no choice but to act. That's what he thinks. He said in this situation, he obviously knows a bit more about it than me. He said he's got no choice but to act. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Lopetegui's still here for Everton. And the thing that really gets me right is I said this the other night. When you look at the way when Spurs do recruitment, it's not like a last minute thing. They put a bit of planning in for the new man. It's almost like a soft landing period. Jose Mourinho had it. They waited until they had a run of about 5 or 6 games, which were really fucking winnable. And then they made the change with their manager. They did the same with Conte as well. And they bring the manager in a period where they've got winnable games. So what are we going to do? Are we going to sack? We're going to lose the points to Everton. We're going to sack the manager and then bring him in their first 2 games are going to be Arsenal and Newcastle.
It's West Ham.
And
all right, but then look at the other way though, right? So then say like we do beat Everton, and then the next 2 games are Arsenal and Newcastle, as you say. Do you think Loppy's going to get a point even out of them 2 games? Not the way he fucking plays.
Look, I'm going to be surprised. I mean, it's funny the way things happen, right? Because he could be forced into giving this team more balance against Everton. He could be. Well, he has been forced into it because let's say Thomas Souček is still unwell because it must be quite severe for Souček to not have been on the bench. So that would mean that all we've got in central midfield, because he likes playing this real deep defensive double pivot, which is what's been killing our midfield. He's got 2 blokes that are sitting deep that are non-mobile. I think Guido with another body in there would be more suited. And I am going to say Paqueta. I think in a 2, if you play, because we've got no transition. We can't transition with the ball. You need someone in the middle who's good, who can get the ball forward from deep areas. And I just think the balance has been all fucking wrong. So this could work in his favour, the fact that Alvarez has been banned, because this means that he might only have 1 CDM to put on that pitch. So he might be forced into picking a little bit of a better team that might play well. I don't know. If we get beat by Everton at home, I just don't think we will. They got beat by Southampton.
Wait, what?
They got beat by Southampton.
Wait, what Frank are you talking about?
Thomas.
You're saying Thomas Frank.
Frank.
Sorry, Frank, for a minute I thought you meant Lampard. I was thinking, fuck that.
No, Thomas Frank.
I've seen a couple of people saying it. At the Amaret and someone else has said that it's already toxic over there. Is it? Obviously, I don't go there. Is it toxic over there?
It's going to get
over
there.
West Ham. No, that's what I said. No, I said it's going to get toxic, but then they've said gonna get. They said it's already toxic. So he's over there.
It took them ages to get to the stage inside the stadium to start booing Moyes because he had the credit in the bank, because he won the trophy and everything else. It took a long time before they got to the stage where they started booing Moyes. This guy, they've not been happy. They've not been happy early on.
Look at that.
They've not been happy early on.
Because Kels goes over there all the time, doesn't she?
Yeah.
It's fucking shit there. I know he's shit there, but is it toxic over there? Like, I'll take Frank Spencer.
Yeah, I know, but this is what I'm saying to you. So, because I've been fucking sort of clipped on. I went back at the times when I was desperate with Moyes, and like I said to you, we was getting beat 5-0, 6-0, fucking 4-0. And you're like, I'll take anyone, and people are going, well, who are you going to take? And you do start listing players. I made the mistake of a tweet once where I put Lopetegui's name on the fucking list just because he was available. And they're saying you want, and they're saying you want. I never fucking wanted him. I was just naming available managers. That's there
he wanted Loppy.
It's there forever now on the internet. Yeah, it's there forever now. Every time I'm getting bashed with it, the cunts.
I'll tell you what, how anyone can choose you as their favourite claret and boozer is fucking beyond me, mate. How can you choose Loppy?
I'll tell you, all I'm going to say is, right, because I'm not on Twitter anymore, thank fuck, but if I ever do see Paul 1985, I'm going to double foot that cunt in the throat. I am.
Did you just say drop kick it?
I'll
Kick it.
double foot, fucking 2 feet.
You
Go
can't fucking jump that high.
mate.
You couldn't even,
If I
you
saw
couldn't
him,
even
I
jump
would.
up to me,
If I
mate.
saw him, I would. Fucking slag. Right. Okay. Anyway. So. So anyway, let's get into the phone calls. Right, 1 minute. Let me. Right, I've got a couple of calls scheduled, people. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Kent. Because obviously I've not heard it being really toxic over there under Loppy. But if it's getting that way, then yeah, fair enough. So it should be. Like we were saying, I'm not the only one said it. A lot of other channels have said it. He's got no credit in the bank. So why wait? Just why wait? What's the point in that? And it is, I think, that it's that Sullivan egg on his face if it don't pan out. Well, he's going to have more fucking egg on his face if we end up getting relegated. Although I don't think we will, but still. You two would make a cute couple. Thanks, Nick, but I'm well out of his fucking league. Let's be honest. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, you got me. I didn't hear it ring on there though, Nick. Yeah, well, if that makes me number one, we're gonna discount them. Fuck them. Fuck them lot. Even in all. Go on, Alan. Cushy, mate. Jay's out. Can't hear Nick. I know we can't hear Nick. I did say him that. I don't know if he can hear me. You're on mute, mate. There, you're off it now.
Can you hear me?
Oh, you're well behind.
What do you mean?
You're lagging. Yeah, you're lagging hard.
I'm lagging hard, am I? Hang on. I've just basically killed me. I killed me box of tricks.
Right. So now you're back on it. You ain't lagging, but you sound like you're in a box.
No, it should be all right now. Should be getting better now.
Isn't it? And it's being carried.
Is that better? Can you hear me now? Can you hear that tapping?
Can you hear me now?
Testing,
yeah.
Testing. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Me box of tricks crashed when I tried to pair it with the thing. Hang on.
Fucking thing this is.
I bet it don't work tonight. It's worked really well the last few weeks. Bloody piece of shit.
Don't say that to Don't say that to John. Oof. In fact, do say that to John. Yeah, there we
That's
go.
it. Right. That's
do say that to John. But wait till John's here. Say it to John.
All right. Here we go. Let's see if I can get through to Goward.
Wait, I said this to Nick before. I'll take Van Nistelrooy, you know. But yeah.
Rude Van Nistelrooy.
Hello.
Hello, Gary. How are you? It's
Hello,
Nick from
Gary.
Clan and Booze.
Hello, Mickey. Hello, Nick.
How you doing?
What, girl?
Oh, hello, mate. All right. It's depressing, isn't it? I'm getting depressed in watching the shows now. Not just, I mean, all the YouTube shows.
Getting depressed
it's
doing
just
them.
wearing us down, isn't it?
Yeah, getting depressed
I've
doing
never seen you so depressed, Nick, as this.
I said on the show the other night, do you know something? If it wasn't for West Ham YouTube, the friends that I've got around West Ham YouTube at the moment, and things like the terraces where we've got the community, where we're chatting to people and stuff like that, West Ham, apart from that, West Ham are bringing nothing positive to my life.
Yeah. No.
Nothing.
And this is the trouble. You're absolutely right. I mean, I watched the game yesterday and sat there and I wasn't even angry. I was like beyond angry. I was just sitting there I knew what was going to happen. I thought we'd lose 2-0. It was 3-0. Could have been more, couldn't it?
Well, we was like that. We was like that. Cheers, HC. We was like that when we was doing the watch along. It was like, oh look, another goal's gone in. Oh look, there's another one. It's only when I've got no emotions when I'm watching the game, none. But then it finishes and then you get wound up.
Well, we've all been patting ourselves on the back for the last few months about what a great window West Ham have had. And now it turns out the window wasn't quite as good as we thought it was. I mean, there's been some good signings there. The glaring one was Duran. We know that, Nick. I mean, and that's what annoys me. For the sake of, like, we were 6 million short of valuation. I think we offered 30 for what we 40. Then the Amorim, these compensation. So for 15 million, we could have got Amorim and Duran in that team now.
The big one, though, Gary, because I'm fed up talking about players. Yeah, Duran's a great player. Do you know what? He had a touch. Cheers, Alan. Thank you, mate. He had a touch not coming to West Ham. He did, because he wouldn't have been a success at West Ham in this shit system. The most
But what I'm saying to you, Nick, it just shows you how the club is run.
But the most important component they had to get was the manager. That's all that matters now. I don't care about any other signings. We've just got to get the fucking manager right.
But the thing is, the thing Sullivan said about not getting Amorim was he needs Premier League experience. Well, the Bournemouth manager has come in. He's done brilliantly. He's just taken 7 points off Villa, City and Arsenal the last 3 games. He had no Premier League experience when he came in.
What about the Brighton? What about the Brighton manager? What about Slot?
So that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
But the club,
you could even count Chelsea manager in that. Sorry.
Yeah.
You could even count the Chelsea manager.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. The old club is. I'll tell you what. This is going to upset some people, but I'm going to say it. I'm not moising. You know I'm not. He had to go. It was time to go. I wanted him gone. But when you look back, some of the younger fans now, the expectation levels have been risen by this club, because you split Moyes' tenure into 2. You split his first 2 seasons, right, when we were around the top 4 spots most of the time. We got up the 3rd at one time. We've got 6th and 7th finishes, 3 years in Europe. The last 2 seasons, the football went. If he'd have been not so stubborn and he'd adapted himself, he could have still been here. But the last 2 seasons, football wasn't great. But the first 2 seasons, when you see the counter-attacking football we're playing with a low block, he has no identity, didn't we?
No, but it's very simple. When he came in, he was a right man at the time. But look, but Gary, he's a firefighter. He came in. He settled us down. And then what should have happened was we should have moved on and built on the foundations, but we didn't do it. We ran him like an old car into the fucking ground. That is what we did. He was gone. He was done. He was finished.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying, though, Nick, when you look at the first 2 seasons...
Yeah, I know, but fuck the first 2 seasons, Gary. Look at the last 2. That's why we've got rid of him.
No, that's what I'm saying to you. You can split it into 2. But what I'm saying to you is, a lot of the younger fans now, and I hear a lot of West Ham fans on there now saying the same thing, we miss not being in Europe. We have 3 seasons of that. Now, listen, like I say, I'm not moising. I'm the same as you. It's time to go. That's right. Yeah. We had to get the next manager right, and he's fucked up, and he hasn't got it right. Now, the thing is, what I don't want to do is, if it's down to Sullivan, I don't know who we're going to get. We could be in the same position again another 2 months' time. Would it be an idea to hold fire on the manager, get rid of him, and put Noble and Keane in charge for a few months?
Yeah, well, Luigi called that a couple of weeks ago, and I'm firmly in favour of it, because rather than this go out, because like I said earlier on, right, we've got everyone at the club. They're all me, fucking me. Everyone. They're all about themselves. I think if you brought in a combination of Noble and Keane, you've got 2 people there that are West Ham through and through. And do you know what? It would be fucking refreshing. And I'll be happy to give them the fucking job and just let them see how they fucking do with this group of players.
Because I'll tell you something tonight. You can tell by the players, their attitude. You can just tell the place is not right. The players are not happy. They've been played out of position. They don't know what's going on. Yeah. And imagine Noble and Keane on that training ground. I think you see an almost upturn in performance straight away. Yeah. You need to get that feel-good factor to get back in. You know, like Redknapp would come in if he was there. He put his arm around Kudus, say, right, son, you're playing number 10. You start playing people. Wan-Bissaka is the best defensive right back in the Premier League. And he played as a wing back. Paqueta on the right yesterday. The double pivot, it doesn't work. In there.
Nothing works.
It's a joke.
Hello,
it's a joke.
Nothing works. And mate, I said this, again, I'm going to keep saying it. I said this as well, because I've done so many fucking shows this weekend. I said this as well last night. And I think we're at a stage now where you look at these senior players, Happy Hammerette said it earlier on, a lot of them look like they've checked out. They've had 2 years of misery playing football under Moyes, barring one night in Prague. They've had 2 years of misery. They've had this shit as well. They need counselling. They're fucked. A lot of them probably don't even want to be here anymore. The only way, if he goes out and gets somebody who isn't of the right profile, you need a character. You need someone that's going to inspire these players. For the players to stand up and go, oh, fucking hell, look who we've got coming in. I think you need someone like that to turn this around now. Yeah. You can't go getting a fucking nobody in, because if you go and get a nobody in, we're going to be in the same situation. You need someone that's going to pick this lot up or do what you've said and employ someone from within that they will all respect because of their connection with the club.
Short term. just to get the club. Because the thing is, if we don't do that and we lose to Everton next weekend, which could quite easily happen, You know, Everton will sit in there and they'll frustrate us, right? We've got no Caduce still as well.
Yeah.
So without Caduce, we've got no legs coming from deeper areas at all. And then we've got Arsenal, Newcastle. Well, people are saying we won't go down. I've heard that before a few years ago. I've heard that one before.
I'll keep on going back and forth, right? Because we're currently 6 points above the relegation zone. We're only 6 points above the relegation zone because we got a lucky win against Man United and we got a lucky win against Palace. They should have been out of sight in the first half. So that's the only reason we're above the relegation zone. If we don't beat Everton, we're probably going to lose to Arsenal and Newcastle. Don't tell me we're not in a relegation battle this year.
Yeah, we are. Particularly bottom teams like Southampton picked up a win yesterday. Leicester are picking up a few. But you only want a couple of them teams to go and pick up a few wins. And you once you're down there, you're down there. But, you know, the Alvarez thing yesterday, it's almost like he sort of knew what he was doing almost. Like, whether he doesn't want to play or he wants...
I couldn't believe... When I've watched it back...
I know you like Alvarez as well, but even you said it was...
I love him. It was unacceptable. It was unacceptable what he did. It was. I can't defend it. I can't defend it.
And this is the thing, you see, in the previous weeks of Loppy, every single week, apart from Ipswich, he started off with the wrong team, and then he's corrected it. And, of course, with the sending off, he couldn't do that. But it's a joke. I think now if Sullivan doesn't get rid of him before the Everton game, like you just said, if we lose to Everton, and then he brings someone else in, you've got Newcastle and Arsenal. I mean, God, dear.
Yeah.
You know, you've got problems.
Yeah, we have. I mean, and we look.
Nick, can I ask you, who would you like to see the next manager?
Me.
You're the chairman. Who would you bring in?
I know who I'd want. I've had my mind poisoned.
Can you say it?
No.
He wants Southgate, Gal.
What you want?
What's that?
No, Gary.
It's what you want. That's what I'm asking.
Gary, Nick's already said Southgate. He said Southgate.
He brings lots of charisma. Gareth Southgate. We need Southgate. No, look, for me,
he's a bigger nose than Sam.
Someone in the mould of you know, as Happy said there, you know, Concecal or, you know, Iraola, or do you know what? A very, very big name. A very big name. Because
Mourinho.
No, not Mourinho. No, it's because it's style of football. No, a very big name. There is something that I'd love to be able to fucking tell you. It's something I've been told because look, it's pie in the sky at the moment. It ain't nothing. But when the guy said it to me, you know, and it weren't just him, it was his assistant as well. If that happened, we'd all be back on side in a fucking bang like that. We'd be like, fuck off. And so would all of them players as well. But, you know, there's probably a 5% chance of that happening. There is something else as well, which is the one that I've been talking about, the Premier League manager as well.
Marco Silva.
Yeah, I would love to have someone like Marco Silva. I'd love to have someone like Marco Silva. Of course I would. That'd be fantastic. But yeah, I don't know.
Oh, what a dream that. Get Klopp in. Oh.
Yeah, I'll take Klopp all day long.
The thing is, another thing is, West Ham fans as a fan base, we've got to stop. I mean, it's always about entertaining football. Yes, we obviously, in an ideal world, if you can win and play well, great. But you're playing in the toughest league in the world here. But you've got to get real people. Like, you know, it's not always about playing pretty football. You've got to get results as well. Because you know, if you start losing. Yeah. Do
you know the issue now? Sorry to keep cutting you off because you're getting my brain firing. The reason that you can't we can't go to somebody who's got like some sort of big philosophy now, some sort of big, you know, footballing philosophy, transformational philosophy, is because we're balls deep into a season and we're in shit now. This is the trouble. And maybe you could do after 10 games. Maybe we could, because Villa did it with Emery. And it clicked and it fucking worked. You know, after a couple of games, they was firing.
You can, yeah.
And Postecoglou straight away with Spurs.
The season's retrievable still.
Yeah.
If you got rid of him tomorrow and you put a new manager in and beat Everton, I mean, you know, there's no top seven is unlikely, but it's not. There's a lot of points there to be played. You're going to run.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
you still got 28 games to play, Gal.
Sixth place.
We've still got 28 games to play, Gal. So yeah, you're totally right. It's not dead, not even in the slightest.
It can go either way now, can't it? It can go. If he doesn't do nothing, we lose. We're in a relegation scrap.
That's what.
We get a win.
Jason, you're right. I do, and I just sometimes wish that people didn't tell me things and then say you can't tell anyone because I'm a big, massive gossip. And I don't like holding things back. It does my head in.
Well, if you go back, there was a little clue.
Yeah.
That's the other thing yesterday. When you see the team line up and you got Antonio on the bench and you got Bowen on down the middle, and he just got lost, didn't he? He got lost. Kept out on the right. The whole thing. Somerville was almost coming inside. It was the whole thing with Rambazaka and the two CDMs. And what really annoyed me, the first goal yesterday, we got 3 centre backs, Mickey. And you got fucking Wood there. He's in yards. No one's near him.
Oh, mate,
honestly, I said this on the watch along, right? I said this on the watch along. I said you got 4 players. I said it was actually 5 in the box, but let's be kind and say you had 4 players in the box.
Yeah.
Then you got the goalkeeper, right? So it makes
Listen
it
to
5.
Jay, hit that like button.
Right, then makes it 5. But then you no one picked up or marked a massive, tall, probably the most informed striker in the Premier League. He just just walked onto that ball. It was a disgrace.
No one within yards of him. I couldn't believe the space he had.
No,
when you got 3 centre backs, Mickey, that shouldn't happen, should it?
No, of course it shouldn't. But then, as we said, there was the 2 centre backs because Mavropanos was trying to slide in, and then you had another 2 players there, all fucking around. They would say around him. But they left him. It's like pig in the middle, and they just left him in the middle.
Yeah, no, but that was a weird. But that was a weird thing with Woodward. It weren't even like amazing movement that he done. He just sort of checked back, and nobody tracked him. It was just you're just like fucking hell, really.
We just didn't create nothing. I mean, we got to the 46th minute, we had a shot, and that was it in the first half. It was absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
You just can't be sitting there watching. You can't believe what you're watching. This is what I'm saying. The club, we were in a multi-million-pound industry business, and decision-making at the club is just ridiculous. I mean, you cannot believe we end up with 3 strikers all over 30 years of age.
Yeah, no.
You can't believe the penny pinching. I mean, Duran, he would cost us 40. What's he worth now? 60, 70?
Oh, we ain't getting him now. That's ship's out.
No. But what I'm trying to say to you, Nick,
you get.
What I'm trying to say, that would have been an investment.
Do you know what teams? And do you know what the horrible thing is, and why this is so fucked now? And I'll explain. I'll explain why. Because we laid the foundations by bringing Tim in to handle the migration. So we had 3 years in Europe. So when Tim came in, embarking on this season, we weren't in Europe. But it was our first season out of Europe for 3 years. So we were renowned at that point as kind of an established European team. At that point, Tim comes in, he's got a plan. He's got a plan in his head. He's selling that to players. So although he didn't identify Alvarez and Kunduz, he certainly went over and convinced them with this plan to come to West Ham. He convinced youth players to come to West Ham. And you know what? He convinced fucking Amorim to come to West Ham off the back of that. But now what's happened is that's been smashed to pieces. That's gone. We're back to being a circus again. Tim's now, but what I'm saying is Tim now isn't going to have that same effect because I don't think anything will buy what he's trying to sell them because there's nothing in it.
The thing is, Nick, this is the thing. I mean, I watched your show last night on the Clark and Booze Extra, and one of the lads on there said, he said what he wants is Kudus, and he doesn't care who gets left out. Kudus has got to play now in an number 10 role. And then you fit around it. He's our best player, and you can see him. We need to keep this guy, and get him on side.
Yeah, but look. There's a lot of people in there that are saying a lot, and it is true. Yeah. And I had a rant. I had a rant over the players earlier on, and I did mean it, right? But there is something to be said in the fact that everyone needs to be inspired at work. They do. These players, they have got short careers. They want to be playing for managers and playing in teams where they can best showcase their talents because they're ambitious. Exactly. That's why they are where they are. That's why they're playing in the Premier League. They can't afford to slam the brakes on their career and depreciate. And these players are going backwards in this team and under this system. Now they're going backwards. So I do think if you brought the right man in, even if these players are going to go at the end of the season, if you brought the right man in, they would play for him. They would.
The thing is, also, we've got no leaders anymore. When you look at people the last 2 years have left, no Wall, Ross, Dawson, Bonner, they were all like characters, leaders on the pitch. We've got nothing now. There's no one there.
No.
There's no one there you can honestly say who's a lead by example.
I know, mate. I know. So
Lexi.
So I'm going to ask you, Gary. I'm going to give you the choice, and it's a horrible thing to say. Look, I'm going to be open and honest. So coming up against Everton, if it's a clear choice, and that choice is to lose and fuck Lopetegui off or win and he stays, I'm going to say it now, I would choose to move on from Lopetegui. I don't see it as a loss. I see it as me choosing to get rid of a manager that is bad for this club, because I love the club and I'm sick of seeing it being fucking unravelled by stuff like this.
I agree with you. So, and in fact, if you look at the Man United situation, they lost to us and they got rid of Ten Hag.
Yeah, exactly.
So, it's just like a false economy almost, isn't it? You know?
Mate,
I don't even think he would have got sacked. I think even if we did lose against Man United, I don't think he would have got sacked.
It'd have got Forest. It'd have got Forest as well.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been sacked. Yeah, I really don't.
I think he might have been sacked after Forest had he got beat 5-0 at Man United. I think that might have tipped it. That might have tipped it.
But he wouldn't have. But I still wouldn't have fancied sacking him then.
Mickey made a point earlier, which I agree with, Mick, what you said. And it shouldn't be based on this, you've got to win or lose, keep your job. The fact is, they either fall, I think, either Lopetegui is a man to take us forward or he's not. It's simple as that. If he's a man, then you stick with him and you give him a few more months. If you don't, you get rid of him. Personally, I don't think he's going to turn this around. I don't think he can do it.
I don't know.
He's got no idea where to play the players, the formation. It doesn't. Every football fan is sitting here. Every West Ham fan is saying the same thing. It's like, it's not even split, is it? Like, unlike Moore's thing, it's not split. It's literally everyone's sitting here thinking, "What are you doing?"
Gary, can I just make a point quickly? Gary, can I make a point?
Go on in.
Gary, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on,
you can. No, you can. I don't know what the point was now. I don't know. I had it about 5 minutes ago.
But yes, I agree with you. I would take a loss if it meant him gone.
Yeah, no, I agree. Taxi for fucking Loppy. Preferably taxi for Sullivan, but unfortunately there's not much that we can do about that. He owns a club at the minute. What I was
going to say, one last thing. I was going to say
one more thing. Yay!
Before he took the job, he said it's like your pews. He said he said before he joined the club, he spent months watching West Ham. Now, I can't believe that, because surely, I mean, it's like you used to sitting there. We watch West Ham every week. You wouldn't be doing what he was doing, would you, Mick? You know what I mean? You wouldn't be playing these formations. I can't believe. I don't know what he's been watching the last few months, but
I just think he's all about philosophy. That's all it is. And I think a top manager. That's what I know. A top manager will work to get the best results for his club. To get the best results for your club, you've got to get the best out of your players and develop a system that gets the best out of your players. I understand having a preferred way of playing, but ultimately your job is to get the best results for the club. What he's doing is it's all about him. To a degree, I liken it a little bit. Do you remember what I mean, Company can get away with it because he got him promoted. But what Company did with Burnley, which was just sticking to his principles, even though it was getting Burnley killed and they got relegated. But ultimately, him sticking to his principles got him the Bayern Munich job. That's what happened. Right. That's what happened.
And they got relegated. Yeah.
So I think Lopetegui, not that Lopetegui's. I'll tell you what, he should never work in football again. This guy, he should never work in football again.
I think he'll struggle to get another job. I think after this, he'll struggle to get another job.
Well, not in the Premier League anyway.
Well, Balaguer's got a lot of push in world football as a football journalist. He's bang on his side. He was his main fucking cheerleader when he was coming in here. I think he went on the West Ham network. He was going. So he was even doing social media channels. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He don't deserve a fucking job, though, the geezer. He really don't. He's a fraud, a massive fraud.
He is. Like you say, it's the players. I mean, no one's playing well. I mean, yesterday the only one was Fabianski, really, and maybe Wan-Bissaka slightly. Apart from that, everyone was so below par. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
But, you do wonder why is Noble not having an input here and saying to is Lopetegui a sort of guy who's not approachable? Because Noble, like you say, he knows the club.
You can approach him, Gary, but he ain't going to understand what you're fucking saying to him.
Kind of disagree with that.
You know, he doesn't even answer questions. Sometimes I've seen him in press conferences where the bloke, wherever it is, has asked him a question. He's answered something different. He ain't answered the question. He ain't understood the question. So I don't know how. And when you consider the complex nature of the tactics that he's trying to deploy, he needs to be able to communicate with them. Biggest winners were Milan listening to that petition. Yeah, I know.
And that's why we tried to get it going. It didn't. It fell on deaf ears. That did.
I mean, and the biggest problem, of course, is the midfield. This is what it all stems from the midfield. Either way you look at this, you know, I mean, it's just not right, is it?
No,
it's just not right.
Right, I'm putting the poll in here as well because a few people have asked. So it's in the chat if you want to vote.
Well, no, we already did have the poll.
We
did have the poll anyway, so we already know.
Right, okay, Gary. Lovely talking to you, mate. It's been a while. So
and you,
speak
mate.
to you again soon.
Cheers, Gal. It's been nice.
Take care, Nick. Ta, Nick.
Ta, mate.
Take care.
Ta, mate.
Right. Okay. Let's get Nolly on. I reckon Nolly's going to be quite pleased with how we've been playing.
Yeah, but look, fine. AC Milan the 7th, way after pace, fine. But do you think Lopetegui would have had them playing better? Not by what we've seen as a West Ham fan.
I wish he had been there.
Shit.
I wish he had gone there. I was celebrating.
Hello, mate.
Hello, Nolly. How are you, mate?
I'm not bad. How are you?
Yeah, I'm
all
good,
good, Nolly.
I'm all good. It's been a while. How you been?
Yeah, I've been all right, mate. I changed your career and this, that, and the other. Mickey, you look like fucking Milky Bar kid with them shows.
Well, I look sexy, though, don't I, Nolly? Don't even deny it, mate.
You changed your career. What are you?
You got me as your screensaver, I heard.
So you've changed your career, Nolly. Have you started up your OnlyFans channel? Yeah, is that what you're doing now?
No, mate. Instead of banging them up, I'm stopping them from coming into the country. I can't say any more than that.
Oh, right. Okay. Fair enough.
Go on, mate.
That sounds interesting.
Let's get to it.
I'm going to talk to you about that offline, by the way.
Yeah, no problem. I've got a few things to say.
Go on.
Right, quite a few. Right. First one is this. No one wanted Lopetegui, really, from the West Ham supporters. No one.
Apart from me, if you look at Twitter.
No.
No.
But what worries me now, right, is if they jack him in, and they will jack him in, if they bring Moyes in at the end of the season, they'll give him another contract because he'll keep us up. He'll be fucking Moses again. I can't handle that, mate. I can't handle it.
No.
Right? Lopetegui's bad, but please don't forget how shit we were under Moyes. I don't care about the European campaigns and all that. Right, so all them people thinking bring Moyes back, fucking just remember, right, how shit we were.
Mate, I know. I'll keep on. I'm not a scratch record, and that's something that I don't mind being a scratch record about. Whenever someone comes on and tells me something positive about David Moyes, I will fucking constantly bang that drum and say no. There's a reason why we've moved on, mate. It was fucking awful.
Exactly. We'll just be reverting to type.
Yeah.
And I can't have that. Now, one of the reasons that we're playing so badly, apart from the fact that Lopetegui ain't got a fucking clue, is I think it's our captaincy. And I think if you look at the earlier videos before the start of the season, right, there was a video out when Alvarez come in and the fella called him captain.
Yeah.
Right? Now, he didn't get it. I reckon Moyes promised him the captaincy and he didn't get it.
Ooh.
And I think that Alvarez has slightly got the ump, the fact he ain't captain. He got sent off yesterday. I don't care. I don't care what people say. He's still a fucking quality player.
No, mate, he is a quality player. He was a dickhead there, though, mate.
Yeah, of course he was. And he did it the other week. He was a dickhead. But I don't care.
No.
Right? He puts his fucking foot in there. We need that. West Ham used to have players that put their fucking foot in there. And I love Alvarez. I want him to be captain because I tell you what, I love Jared Bowen, right?
Yeah.
But fucking hell, it's like having a vicar, right?
He had a captain, mate. He had a captain.
It's like a vicar being a doorman at a brothel, Jared Bowen, right? It don't work. It just don't work. He's a fucking right winger and he's up there, and that's where he needs to be. We need
but there is the problem with that, though, Nolly. Like you're saying, having like Alvarez as captain, as much as I love Alvarez and as much you get stuck in, you can't have a player captain who's at more than he's playing.
No, you can't. But you're missing my point, Mickey. My point is this. if Alvarez had been made captain, which I think he was promised, right?
Yeah.
I think as captain, that would have brought him down.
How many times did Alvarez get sent off last season? I don't think he did he? Did he get sent off last year? I don't think he did.
I don't know.
Maybe one or two.
He got a load of yellow cards. He got a load of yellow cards, but he didn't get sent off. He didn't do anything.
He got suspended for the yellow cards, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I think he was promised it. Then Wanker come in, right? He got taken away from him, and I think Alvarez got the ump about it.
Yeah.
And I think that is affected because honestly, like, I love Jared Barron, but he's been shit this season, right?
Oh, it's been awful, mate.
Yeah.
And he's not a good captain, so I think that's why Alvarez is kind of playing up. Do I blame him now for sliding in and not wanting to play? Not really. No, I don't. You know, he's got a duty to the fans. But
look.
As a professional footballer,
I'll give you a bit of an example, right? I'll make a comparison. It's still football, right? So my son's team, they're 15, 16, and you know that with any group of boys, we've got 15 boys there, and there's some lads in that team. They're like the alpha males. They're the fiery ones, the protectors. They're the big boys, right? So. When I was doing a captain selection, there was a boy that I was considering doing, but he is a bit quiet, and he literally said no. He said I can't do it, and I spoke to him, and I said why is that? He said well no, that they won't listen to me, and it made me understand. And I spoke to a few of the boys. The boy who I've made captain, I absolutely love him, but he's a nutcase. But he is a leader. He is a leader. He's the one. Yeah. He's the one that when he's playing, he makes the other boys feel 6 foot tall. He does.
You go.
So he is the natural leader. That is probably Alvarez in the team, if we're being honest.
You've got to have that little bit of fucking something. Like Ryan Fredericks weren't a great player for us.
No.
But in the dressing room, right, he was fucking spot on with the boys. You know, he told them what was what. And he was funny, and he did this, that, and the other. You know, so that's what it is. Anyway, so that's that one out of the way. Now, a few more. Full crew, right? I don't know what they were fucking smoking when they signed a fucking aging German striker to come to us.
No.
I think Tim must have been best man at his wedding, something like that, right? But we won't see full crew again in the West Ham shirt. I'll tell you that now.
I reckon he could go in January. I
think he will.
Who's going to take him?
He's like Lord Lucan, and that's the trouble. Who's going to fucking take him?
No. I think
who's going to take him?
He can go back to the German league, but he's on a fat fucking. He's on a fucking. Yeah, but he's on a fat wage. He's on a fat wage.
Yeah,
I mean, we'll take a hit on the money. Yeah, fair enough. We'll sell him for 10 million for our price. We love doing that.
No,
but
if he goes, it'll be a loan deal. We won't get any money out of him at all. No, who's going to want him?
No, you're right. We won't. You're right, Mickey. And I'm really disappointed with like Saloon. Why the what fucking hell?
Yeah.
The groundsman does more for West Ham than that geezer.
So I'm surprised.
He's got a nice haircut.
Mate.
Why have we got him in our club?
Can I tell you something, right?
He's
the same age as Fornells. Maybe he's about 6 months younger. Same age as Fornells.
Do you know
right?
Fornells scored tonight?
Yeah. He's the same age as Fornells. We sold him for about 7 million 28 years. In the prime of his career, we sold him for that. Do you know we've got this guy Saloon on a 2-year deal? Do you know it basically costs that money to get him on a 2-year deal? We spent the Fornells money to get Saloon in on a 2-year deal. On a 2-year loan deal.
He comes in and he takes him off. Or he starts him, he takes him off. He's fucking shit.
Yeah, but look at this, right? Sorry. So Ralph is saying that Salesh equals showboater. Ralph, I ain't seen any showboating at all from the geezer.
No.
Nothing. I've seen nothing from him.
It's like looking at a blank bit of paper. You just fuck all there.
I know.
Did you see him? What game was it?
If Tim authorised that fucking bringing him in, right? Tim wants he wants one of his fingers cut off for that. I'll do it.
I will say I have called Tim. I've called Tim out on that several times because for me, that was fucking that was bad. Because look, fair enough. I've said before. I said, look, fair enough. You didn't get Duran. That was your primary striker. Sullivan won't cough up the money.
I'll come on to that.
But do you know what? As a director of football, he should have had a load of backups ready to go. There should have been other players of that profile. If I don't get Duran, I'll go for this player, that player. Boom, boom, boom. You don't go for the polar opposite. And it ain't. Do you know what's worse, right? He ain't just an aging striker. His injury record is almost as bad as Andy Carroll's.
Don't. Honestly, don't get me there. Honestly, don't get me there.
Got your mate, yeah.
I knew it. I fucking knew it when we signed him. I knew it'd be a wrong. Now, I reckon Tim was his best man at his wedding or something like that.
They do look similar. They could be related.
I won't go into that. Nah.
Nolly, sorry, Paul just had a comment up there, and he said, "In your new job, can't you deport Loppy?"
Listen, mate. In my old job, right, I would have liked to driven fucking Moyes back to Scotland. I couldn't do that either.
We could all wish.
But go on, mate. Go on. What was your next point anyway?
My next point is like new managers.
Yeah.
Right now, you know, Xavi's available.
Oh, I know.
He might be.
Yeah.
I know.
I mean, they're all talking about Potter and this and that. If we're going to get a manager, for fuck's sake, let's break out of this fucking old, like, just, I don't know, sort of, they shop at fucking, I don't know, B&H or something like that. I want a young, fucking, vibrant manager that comes in and gives people like Somerville, like, if it was me, I'd have Somerville on the left, Bowen on the right. I would play Mohamed Kudus as our centre forward, right?
Oh, do you know what?
I've a couple of games at it.
With the options that we've got, mate, I'm with you on that. I think he's got centre forward written all over him. In the right system,
and he knows how to finish. That boy will frighten the fucking life out of centre halves, and he's good with his feet, he's good with his head, and he's strong and he's aggressive. You've got Somerville with a bit of confidence instead of like playing him and then pulling him off in a shit game or giving him 15 minutes of shit. You know, the best player in the Championship last year, mate, he's going to be looking for a move in January. That kid, I don't fucking blame him.
No.
And then get Bowen on the right, and then sort the midfield out. I like Wan-Bissaka. Emerson's shit at the moment, but I still think he's a good left back. He is
right, but I do think that there's, because you know something, on paper we have got a very good squad. We've got some good players, and I do mate. But I do think that a lot of this, I think a lot of the players that are looking shit now, I do think it's down to the system. I do think if you brought
the manager, if
you brought a new manager in, I think a lot of these players, even maybe the likes of Soler, they could click into gear. You just don't know, because look, Soler, right? Maybe like Paqueta, he's played for PSG. He can't be shit. He's a Spanish international as well. But he's probably like Happy Hammeret's made the point. He's probably coming on loan to this shit show and gone, what the fuck is going on here? You know,
he come in on a free, didn't he?
No, he's on a loan. We've got him on a 2-year loan that we've had to pay for to get the 2-year loan, and the cost of that loan is roughly how much we got for Fornells.
Fantastic, great bit of business.
Yeah.
When you think about it, what a great bit of business.
Yeah.
Pablo Fornell, who loved West Ham, right, got the club, gave his all, and we get rid of him, and we get in someone that just don't get the club and don't really give a shit about the club.
Yeah.
And that's where we're wrong. And while I'm going back to that, you all took like managers, like the managers who we've had in the past, the manager of this, that, and the other. I still think, like, I would, and you may laugh at me and you'll go, you're fucking mad, bruv. But if they sack him and they can't get a manager in, I would put Redknapp in there until they can get someone in it. Because whatever you think about Redknapp, right, about the thing with Bonds and all that, when Redknapp was our manager, he's one of them players, one of them managers that will put his arm around a player, right, and get the fucking best out of him.
Yeah.
Because remember, without Redknapp, there would have been no Paolo Di Canio at West Ham.
No.
Make no mistake about that. We were a pretty reasonable side. We always kept our own with Redknapp, and he's a very good manager.
I do think when you've got this much talent in our team, right? These players don't need to be told how to play fucking football. They know how to play football.
No, they don't.
What they need is they need someone like you've just said to come in and fucking inspire them. That's it. Inspire them.
Exactly.
Like, just fucking you know. And you need. I'll tell you what we need. We need a man manager. That's what Redknapp was.
There you go.
Redknapp was a man manager.
Yeah, he was perfect.
Yeah.
Some people he'd kick up the arse.
Yeah.
Some people he'd put his arm around.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's what a team's about. Even when I was in the army, we had that. You know, that's what you do.
Yeah.
So, you know, now the last thing I'm gonna go on to, gentlemen, before I leave you, will be our board.
Go on, then.
Our board.
Yep.
Right.
Please do.
So what
I'm getting the bleep button ready. Hang on. No, go on. You let Rick, mate. You let Rick.
Right.
Go on.
Yeah, let Rick, mate.
I hate said the C-bomb yet, but it's about to come.
Go for it, please. It's deserved.
Right. And it's this, right? So, I want David Sullivan to go back to Snow White, right, where he belongs, right, as the poison dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah? And now, the other one, and we all, obviously, I've got to be careful because I'm going to get prosecuted for this, but the other one, who might be female, yeah?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, the thing between her legs is a vagina, right? Everything else around it is a cunt.
Completely agree. I think they've absolutely, when you look in depth at what they've done to this club in a short space of time, it is unforgivable. I will never forgive them. I fucking detest them. I can't stand them. When the football's good on the pitch, you block it out.
It papers over it.
It papers over it. But I'm absolutely fucking. I'm sick of the sight of them. And do you know something? Before COVID, mate, we were so close to getting them out. We were so close to getting them out because those protests were really picking up fucking ahead of steam, mate. They were. COVID came in and it killed it all dead.
Do you know what? They sold Upton Park, right? And that for me is unforgivable because all my mates that don't support West Ham, they hated coming to Upton Park because Upton Park was like the old den at Millwall, right? It was frightening for players. It was frightening for other fans. And we were like a 12th man on that pitch.
I know.
Right? I mean, you could call one of, if you was like near enough and you had a loud voice like me, right? You could call one of the players a cunt and they'd hear you.
I'll make that hear you. Yeah, they would. Well, all the players, when you hear all the ex-players interviewed, they all say that. They say you could fucking almost feel the breath of the fans. Certainly, but if you go back far enough with the chicken run, with the terraces, it was like you could feel the breath of the fucking fans when they're screaming at you. But that was such a small, self-contained stadium. And the noise in there, the acoustics were fucking brilliant. It was brutal in there. When we was on song, it was aggressive as fuck. And going back to that last game in 15-16, I'm telling you now, I remember it well, right? When De Gea spilled that ball from Winston Reid. Do you know what? The fans were we were bullying De Gea for a fucking whole half. We were in his ear giving him shit for the whole game. And he was rattled to fuck. And he spilt that ball. We sucked that ball into the fucking net. The fans did.
We did. Mate, well, you hear Rafa.
Just another little personal one, Nick.
Go on,
mate.
I can remember going to Portsmouth on Boxing Day, right? And I just got in, and Portsmouth had a penalty. Defoe was playing from Rex, Jermaine, right? And he was taking it right in front of us lot. And the venom, right? And the fucking grief, right? He didn't even hit the target, mate.
Yeah.
Jermaine Defoe, when has he ever fucking
exactly, mate. Exactly that. It does make it makes a massive difference.
That's what our fans are like.
Makes a massive difference. But we softened them up for that last game in Upton Park because we abused them on the coach. We put all their windows through. They was all laying on the floor, scared of their lives. We shit them right up. We shit them up.
I mean, you like we said about old West Ham players in that year.
Nick. Unintentionally, we put their windows through. Unintentionally.
Yeah,
fucking
that's right. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Well, you always hear about like we say about old West Ham players talking about, but you hear old opposition players talk about how they used to fear going over there because they'd get like shook up from it.
Even Rooney. I saw Rooney on a podcast, and they said, "Where did you hate going?" He said, "Upton Park." Hated it.
Yeah.
We were venom. I used to love it.
Yeah.
We were a proper fucking. Well, honestly, they all go on about Millwall, and yeah, I've been to the old end loads of times, right? And it was a coliseum, really. You know, it was the 12th man, but
yeah.
But Upton Park for us was the same.
But
I can remember once the ball went out for a free kick, and we weren't playing particularly well, and I shouted out, "Don't just fucking stand there, you cunts, practice," right? And they all looked up. Like 3 or 4 of them round the ball, they all looked up. They fucking heard me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was West Ham.
It was, mate, and you know what? It's so different now as well because it's like it's all been sanitised. Not so much when you go away, all the old songs come out, but at Upton Park, you know, like John Terry comes in, you got the fans singing John Terry, your mum's a brass, give her a quid and she'll lick your ass and stuff like that. You're getting stuff like that.
But he remembers that. He remembers that. You know.
No. He does. Do you remember that video of that brass who looked like John Terry? They kept on saying it was John Terry's mum. He'd done the rounds.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. But you know, if you're a player, if you're John Terry on that pitch and you're hearing that, that's getting into your head, mate. Even if you don't want it to, that's getting into your head. And you got Rooney on the pitch while we're singing. Was it Colleen takes it up the arse? And we're singing that on and stuff like that as well. Yeah, horrible. But it helps you win games.
No, but that's what it's about.
Yeah.
They do it to us when we go to their ground. Right?
Yeah.
So that's what it's about. But if they'd have really... See, the people that run their club, they're not West Ham supporters. They're business people. Right? If they'd loved their club, right, they would have made the ground bigger.
Yeah.
That's what they'd have done.
Yeah, mate.
All right, there was no parking at West Ham, but there was the parking road. I didn't mind walking a mile or a mile and a half to come to the ground and park.
You got to walk a mile or a mile and a half to get to fucking Stratford Station.
Right. Sorry, do you know, let me just say something quickly, right? So there was a comment on here a little bit earlier. I've got rid of it now, yeah, but saying about we got stuffed a few times at Upton Park. It weren't like the fortress.
Oh,
right,
no,
but fair enough.
You get that a lot.
No, but listen. But whatever. But you got to, it's more than that. It's absolutely more than that. It's about the atmosphere around the grounds, walking to the ground, everything about going to West Ham, Upton Park on a match day was, look, it sounds... It was magical. It was just such a feeling that you won't feel ever again at London Stadium. I'm sorry. No matter if we're like Champions League.
It's not to say that you can't have good nights there.
Of course
it's not. To say you can't have good times. You can do that, but the difference is night and day. The difference is night and day.
Yeah,
mate. It really is.
Oh, mate, you're 100%. You're bang on, Mickey, right? But like, it was like you look forward to it all week when you was playing at home. You look forward to it all week.
Yes.
Right? And like, if you're at the graft, right, you'd be up early Saturday morning, you'd graft, and then and then you straight to the game, a few drinks.
Yeah.
And in there, fucking, and hopefully it was good, or it weren't, whatever. But that's how it was.
I know.
That's West Ham.
I loved it. Like when they said about, like when you said playing under the night, playing under lights on a Wednesday night. When it was all cold, I loved it when it was cold because it just brought more to the atmosphere.
Basically, that was our heritage. I always get kind of
That's what I'm saying.
That was our heritage.
But Nick, they sold it from under us.
I know.
They could have made the ground bigger.
I know.
Yeah, they could have done anything.
No, they could have.
But they took the cheap option. Everyone thinks, oh, fucking hell, we've gone here, we've gone there. We've all been there. It's fucking shit.
Yeah.
The white supporters, and they all say it's fucking shit.
Yeah, and never be forgiven, Nolly. They will never be forgiven for it, ever.
No,
ever.
They sold. They did it for money. They sold our club, right, from under us. They sold it, and we let them do it, mate. And Newham Council let them do it, and it makes me fucking sick.
I know, mate. I know. Right, Nolly, I'm gonna let you go, mate. Go on, one more thing. You're gonna do a Gowie. You're gonna do a Gowie. Go on.
No. One more thing I'm going to say is this.
Go on.
Right? David Moyes. Yeah. He's like herpes. I don't want him back.
No.
Yes.
I know. But if he's like herpes, that means he is coming back, Nolly. Don't say he's like herpes.
Oh, mate, that's what I'm saying. You know? I don't know. Would I rather have herpes or moist?
Oh, I'd have herpes.
Sure.
I'd rather have.
I wouldn't tell me wife
rather
about
have herpes
either.
downstairs and get moist back. No, I know.
What happens if you already got herpes?
I only had it once, Mickey.
You can't have it at once, mate. It's going to come back sooner or later.
Yeah.
I know, mate. Bit like Moyes, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, God. I hope not. Nolly, brilliant call, mate.
Right.
Love talking to you.
Yeah, lovely to
Nolly.
speak to you guys. Look like Nick, right?
Yes.
Get hold of me about that. The other
gonna,
couple of things we talked about.
Yeah, no
All
worries,
right,
mate. All right.
All right.
It's nothing illegal, everyone. Don't worry about it. It's nothing illegal.
It is.
No.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll speak to you in a bit.
Go on, you
Oh,
eyes.
mate.
Go with your words.
Go
Bye.
on, you ones.
Right. What I'm going to play for you now before I phone Arnie from Denmark. We've got an all-star lineup tonight. Is a video. It's a personal video of mine, and it was from 15-16. Just before we go. Before we go on to Arnie, and this is what we're talking about. And yeah, we know we had bad times at Upton Park. We did, but you could have bad times. We was a bit shit. We was, but we was together. It was a family. It was everyone was connected there. It ain't all. It's completely night and day. And this was I'd moved to the West Stand for the final season, and I had really good seats. And I was we did, me and me two boys.
No
and this
fucking wait. Sorry,
what?
Nick. Bowling Ground ran its course. It fucking didn't.
Yeah, no, sorry, mate. Here you go. I'm going to play this for you now. And you will never, ever hear fucking Bubbles sound like that again. It sounded fucking masculine. It echoed. You fucking felt it in that place. You'll never hear nothing like that again. It's fucking heartbreaking. And the stand that you could see, I was in the West Stand, the Little East stand over the road. That was a stand that they could have developed, right? That could have taken our capacity to close to 50,000. But they couldn't do it because of the bus garage behind. That's why they couldn't do it. What we did was we sold Upton Park to a development company that knocked it down, built flats. Bus garage is gone. It was all fucking bullshit. They could have made that. They could have made that and closed that in. It would have been even fucking more fierce than what it was then. We were absolutely duped. We were robbed. They're cunts. I'll never ever forgive them. I won't. It's disgusting what they've done. They lied to us.
I can't forgive myself either.
Ran its course, my fucking arse.
I can't forgive myself, really. We was sold a dream. We got distracted by the possibilities and bright lights, and it weren't until they say you never miss until something's gone. I don't know why we didn't fight even harder for it. I really don't. But that's gone now. What's the point in fucking saying we should have done this, should have done that?
I know. Well, it's just relevant while I've got the ump with fucking while them cunts are still here. The people who've done it to us.
Late.
It's never going to not be relevant while they're still here. It's not, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. Right, here we go.
If I've got this right, Michael Levy, you're back over here for the Christmas special, innit, yeah? I do believe.
Hello.
Hello, Arnie. How are you, my friend?
Hey, how's it going?
Right, it's going well, mate. It's getting emotional. It's getting emotional on Claret and Boost. We're reminiscing.
Yeah, this is the West Ham way.
I know.
You're right, Arnie.
But we're yet so far. Yeah, I'm good. What about you?
Yeah, Christy, mate.
Shit football.
Shit football, mate. Shit football. Was this what you was expecting when we got rid of Moyes?
No, I'm happy Moyes is gone, but this is at least now we can discuss the owner, Sullivan. How many bad decisions can this guy make? Amarin, 10 million. Now he's gone to Man U. He's probably going to do well. We should have had him.
Yeah.
There's countless players. It's just one bad decision after another. And like, yes, like, what's his name, Lopetegui. Like, to be honest, the first, I don't know, 7-8 games, I was like, okay, we had some tough games, and I like the way we approached the Man City game in the beginning, and then we beat some of the teams we should beat. But like yesterday, it's just, it seems like he hasn't got a clue, or the players haven't got a clue.
No,
he changes the lineup, then it's like, okay, now Somerville is playing, now he's not. Then why are we playing with two holding midfielders?
Mate,
there's not that many clubs that do that. It's like, it's like, what the fuck is he doing?
Really slow holding midfielders as well, you know.
Yeah.
Just no legs in there at all, is there?
No, and I think what's his name, Alvarez. I think he's like losing the plot a bit. I mean, it must be frustrating playing up. I know yesterday it was a bad decision on his part, but the players must be frustrated as well.
I was going to say to you, Arnie, I think most of the players are going to feel like that. I mean, he's not the only one. Look what happened to Kudus in the Spurs game as well. Everyone's getting so frustrated. They're like,
and the thing is, right, with Kudus, I've watched a few interviews following that from people that know Kudus, you know, like old teammates and stuff like that, and they said that is not in Kudus's character. He's not that. He's not that type of person. He's losing his fucking mind. You know, it is.
Yeah, and I think also when they played under Moyes, that was frustrating. Then they get in a new manager, and this just shows how quickly a season can turn. Maybe after, okay, how many games has played? 9 or 10, but I'm sure the players, they could already feel after maybe 4 or 5 games that it's going to be more of the same shit. Yeah. So they're going to be even more like down now, because it's almost like you give them some air they can breathe, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, you're not going to be able to breathe anyway, and they're back to shit now again. It's just, it must be so frustrating. It's I really hope he gets fired soon.
It's like what you just said. If we lose heavily against Everton, the home fans will turn, and I agree with that.
But do you think it should be? Do you think if after 10 games we've arrived at the stage, or the board have, where they're basically saying if he doesn't win against a really shit team in Everton, which is a winnable game for him, then he's going to get sacked? Surely that means that they've already decided that he's shit, but he's got to win a game that probably he's expected to win to keep his job. I mean, what that shows you the level of the ambition of this club. It does.
Yeah, but for me, he should be fired no matter what. I mean, even that they go only for a manager where they don't have to pay anything. For me, that's like the wrong ambition. Like, and I even thought about when Nolly spoke, this is just typical West Ham. We are used to like, then we get relegated, then we come back up, then we have one good season, then we're like fighting relegation. Now I just feel like, okay, we have the stadium for being a big club. We have amazing players. I don't care what people say. If you look at our players and compare them to like Newcastle or Spurs or whatever, we are right there. We just have a shit owner and a shit manager. We could be so like fighting for top 5, 6 every year, maybe top 4 even if we hit our transfers. But they lack ambition. I really hope this, I can't remember his name, the other owner, there's rumor he wants to do some takeover stuff.
Yeah. Sorry, Arnie, not you, mate. Sorry, not mate. You. Sorry, he put something up on the stream, and he's being a right cunt about it. Figures, please put a like if you think Nick is a fat cunt, because watch the likes go up there. There's 730 watching.
Right, but yeah, sorry, Arnie, mate, it's so frustrating. It really is. Have you arrived at the stage now? Are you feeling apathetic when you're watching West Ham now? Are you getting like when you?
Yeah, but even I mean, yesterday I was out playing basketball, so I arrived at my brother-in-law's house when there was halftime at the game. And then we started talking because he's Arsenal supporter, so they lost, so I had to hear about that.
Yeah.
Then when the second half started, I saw, okay, now Alvarez got a red card. I'm like, I didn't even bother asking him if he could put it on. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I knew I was going to be more pissed about it. So I just said, fuck it. And then we switched over, and immediately when we switched over, Odoi scored to 2-0, and I was like, nah, let's go watch something else. I don't even care anymore. It's so ridiculous. Like I can just feel like it's when Moyes left, I thought, okay, now we're about to take the next step, and already like after 9-10 games, it's like, no, we're not with this manager, not with this owner.
We're not. I mean, I've had a few moments myself this season, so like because mate, it gets so exhausting. It is Arnold Schwarzenegger, yes. It gets so exhausting watching, especially after losing Moyes. I've said it before. I said, I was full of excitement and anticipation of what was going to be coming next, and then to be presented with this, which is worse, right? And it was terrible before, and this is worse. They've got it so wrong. They've got it so fucking wrong, and I just. And do you know what makes it worse as well? They've done it in a season where they're removing concessions. So they've stripped concessions for fans. For older fans. So if you're a pensioner now, they've taken them away. If you do want a concessions ticket, it's right up in the gods of the stadium where nobody is gonna use it. Concessions are there. It's for looking after fans. It's like rewarding long service. They've been fans for forever. So
exactly.
You reward them, and also you're blocking the next generation coming through because these tickets are more expensive now. The prices have gone up. So if you're in a band where your ticket is, I don't know, 900 quid, where the ticket for your son, your 8-year-old son, would have been about 120, 150 quid. Now you're going to be paying full price for it. People ain't going to be able to afford to do it. And why should you? To watch that? Imagine spending almost $2,000 on season tickets and being presented with that. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's pathetic. Also just, it's so annoying to think that John Duran was right there. Oof. He looks amazing now.
Yeah.
Now Amarin, like it's like, okay, for 20 million pounds and the right decisions, we could probably be in a completely different spot on our way to like a bright future. And they really have to be careful. I think the players are not going to stand for this.
No.
And we have Paqueta, but let's say Kudus, Liverpool come in, he's going to go. Bowen is like, fuck this, maybe he's going to go. Alvarez is going to go. And then all of a sudden, we might have a big stadium, but if they keep making bad decisions and we get relegated, because let's say we lose against Everton or draw, all of a sudden, the manager gets fired, but who are they going to bring in? Well, it's not like the owners have a good reputation.
Who can attract to bring in at this stage? This is a thing. I don't think it's a great situation that we're in. We've got all the that's outside their control, the stuff around Paqueta, but we've got the stuff around Paqueta. You've clearly got our best players are not performing, and a couple of them have completely lost their fucking heads in Alvarez and Kudus. I just think it's a mess. And like going back to that, you could go back within the last year, the mistakes that he's made. A couple that I know, he's massive ricks, right? So he's made a Morgan Rogers, who went to Aston Villa, was offered to us first. He wanted to come to London. He was offered to us. The deal was on the table, 12 million payable in 3 installments, 4 million a year. He's gone to Aston Villa. He's a fucking world beater. That kid's going to be an England player. He's unbelievable. We didn't sign Morgan Rogers. Duran is another one we could have got. Amarin we could have got. Yusuf Fofana we could have got back when Moyes was here. But, he wouldn't sign off on the deal. One. Now imagine that you've got Yusuf Fofana now. You've got Duran. You've got Morgan Rogers. You've got Amarim in the dugout. Do you know what? With Amarim, you might have players like Potts and Urfi, some of the young players that were that were sent out on loan that would be used because Amarim he integrates youth players. He develops them. That's what he does. It's one of his key points of his success so far. I mean, what a massive fuck up, mate. What a huge
not there no more.
And I think that makes it even more tough to think about. And it's like you said before, people just become so apathetic. They don't even care because it's like, we could have been up here, but now we're so much lower, and just the bad decisions they keep making. It's like, just sell the club, get out of the club, let some proper people take over who have the right ambitions instead of hiring this manager. I mean, in the beginning, I was like, okay, we had a tough run in, and I thought we played okay in some of the games, and I had to give him time. But now I'm like, he's clueless, this manager.
Oh, mate.
When you have so many players who underperform, it can only be the manager. I don't care what people say. When you have 8 or 10 players who are underperforming, I think Wan-Bissaka has played well, and Sodiba has looked good in some of the games. But Kudus is not the same. Paqueta, he looks like a shell of himself. Alvarez hasn't been the same. I mean, Kilman has played all right, and what's his name, Areola? I don't know what happened to him. Yeah, but it's just a joke. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, it is frustrating, mate. It really is. All we can do is we can hope that this misery will be over soon. This latest misery that we've got, because look, it's not like we can't recover the season. We're only 10 games in, so if he loses to Everton or they make a decision, even better. I mean, do you know what would make me half rate the board at this point? Would be if they sacked him before the Everton game. If they made the decision before the Everton game. That would give them a little bit of credit in the bank from me. That would. But to do this shit that they're doing now, they're playing games with us. If they was to axe him before the Everton game and maybe either get someone else in or go with what Gary said and what Luigi said before and put in, someone like Noble and Keane for the time being to see how they do. So you've almost got, you've got a team of West Ham people there that have got a connection to the club that actually fucking care. I would accept that, because they could do that, mate. We've got a coaching staff and a team ready there to go to put in that would be there is no possible way that Noble and King could be worse than Lopetegui, is there? There's no way. No way.
No. And also when you look at how many goals we concede,
I know.
I'm like, okay, when we concede that many goals, at least just when we're playing Nottingham Forest, just say, fuck it, we're going to play extremely defensive. We're going to play long ball. I don't give a shit. At least do something else. But he keeps doing the same shit. It's like, how thick is this manager? And like you say, just fire him, bring somebody else in. I don't care, like not Morris, but or like somebody from the club who's already there. Let them play for like 3-4 games. Take your time to bring in the right manager, because I think we're only 7-8 points behind top 4, and there's 10 games gone. So as shit as we have been, we're not far away. I mean, if we get in the right manager and everything starts to click, we can still get into Europe. But they can't like waste 5-6 games with all this other stuff.
Well, do you know what? I think it's very important how a manager starts. So a soft landing is important for me. And I said earlier on, Spurs are very good at that. They manage when they bring it. They make a decision when a manager's going to go, and then they make they fire them at the right time so they can bring a manager in at the right time. But for me, what have we got? We've got the Everton game, right? So maybe you wouldn't sack, or no, you sack him now. But if you're going to get caretaker managers in, what you would do is you would wait until after the Arsenal game. I think you'd put the caretaker managers in place for Newcastle, maybe for Newcastle and for Arsenal, and then you'd bring the new manager in against Leicester. Then he's got Leicester, he's got Wolves, he's got Bournemouth. Yeah, Brighton's in there, but then he's got Southampton. Do you know what I mean? He's got a little run of games there where he could potentially click on and get some points on the board early on, because it's very important that you kind of, for a manager, to get some points under his belt, So, but I just don't think they plan. I don't think they plan anything like that. They don't. They're fucking useless.
No. Yeah, that's Sullivan. It's like this is why I think I said it a year ago or 2 years ago. Just because you own a football club, it doesn't mean you actually know what you're doing. They're so unstructured. Like for me, Brighton are one of the most well-run clubs. They might not be in the top, but just if you look at how they do it, they sell players. Okay, now we already have the right player to take over. A manager goes, it doesn't matter. We just bring in a new manager. That's how it should be. It's a professional football club. I don't get it, and I agree with what you say. Don't bring him in for Newcastle and Arsenal. I think also there's an international break in the end of November, maybe after Arsenal or something like that. Yeah. So do it then.
Yeah, that's what I think should happen, and I think we've got enough people within the club that could look after the team and carry him through to that point. Who knows? They might even kick on. We might even get a few results. The way
who can play worse? Can we play? Can anyone, like, if you had Kevin Keane in there, do you think he's going to do worse than what Loppy?
The players themselves would just be over the moon that fucking situation has been removed again. And you know what? Getting it could work. It could, but this isn't working. This isn't working. So he's got to make a change. He's made a massive fuck up. He needs to rectify it. I really can't stand the thought of us beating Everton like with a goal in the 89th minute off of Souček's arse, and that's saving Lopetegui's job.
He does nothing on a Sunday.
Yeah, but I think even if we brought in like, let's say we let Loppy go, and then somebody takes over from the club. I think even if they just said, listen, defensively, this is what we're gonna do. Offensively, do whatever you want. Somerville, you're on the left. Kudus, you're on the middle. Bowen on the right, and Antonio on the middle.
Yeah.
And you give them basic instructions, but then you just say, listen, you're footballers. I don't need to tell you what to do. Only focus on the defensive part of it. The players would be happy with that. At least they could express themselves and have some fun playing. This is,
Do you know when Roy Hodgson came back into Palace last season to sort of save them and had a really it was before or was it might have been the season, it was when he came back for his last stint, and it was before Glasner before Glasner took over. It might have been last season,
when Vieira got sacked, I think.
But what he did was, because he came in late in the season, apparently that's all he did. He didn't try to change anything. It's because Roy Hodgson's a defensive manager, but because he only came in for a short period, he literally just put his arm around him, because apparently he's a good man manager, Hodgson. And he just said, boys, just go out there and fucking play and have some fun. I'm going to set you up like this. But mate, that was brilliant. That was brilliant. And that's kind of what this team needs, I think. You know, I think it might actually be galvanising to have a period where the blokes can just go out there and play their game.
Yeah.
You know, I think it could. But anyway, Arnie, I'm going to ask you the same question. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you as always.
As always.
If you could, I didn't need to ask Nolly, but I'm going to ask you. In relation to the poll, if you could choose, look, my choice would be, if it meant Loppy was going, I'd accept a loss all day long. Would you take a loss to get rid of Loppy?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, this is what I mean. It's not even. Yeah, go on, mate.
No, it's not even a tough question. Not if I'm certain that he goes, because it's the same shit as Moyes. I feel like this is even worse, because I feel like we have better players and they backed him. So now there's no excuse now. If that's a choice, we lose and he goes and gets sacked, I'm fine with that. I'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah.
But are you confident in that though? Because I'm not. I'm not confident that even if we lose against Everton, I don't think he'll be sacked. I think he should be, but I don't think he'll be sacked. I've got no confidence that Sullivan will sack him, even if we lose against Everton. So.
Oh no, I'm confident if we lose against Everton, he's gone.
I'm not.
Yeah, I am. In the international break, he'll be gone, mate.
Yeah.
I am.
Maybe. I think it depends on how we lose, but yeah. I think he should go no matter what.
Yeah, I think with Arsenal and Newcastle following that, he should be gone before it.
He should be gone tomorrow. Monday morning, Sullivan don't do nothing on a weekend, so he should be gone tomorrow for me. He shouldn't be here.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Upton Park Life, just very quickly, Arnie. Upton Park Life says 720 watching, only 271 likes. Yeah, please. I don't know why we never seem to get that many likes on our live shows. So please hit the like button. It does help. Come on. Is it because of Micky? I think it's because of Micky. But
you're only getting 700. You're only getting 700 viewers because of Micky.
I think you need to say it more. I think you need to say it more. Like when you stream, just say it every 30 minutes. Remember to keep the likes up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just do like a reminder.
Just to remind people.
Well, I did actually put on there. Exactly. Give a like, you fuckers, and I don't think I got one.
But no, they're going up now. I've guilted them all. Look, they're going up now. Thank you very much. But Arnie, are you in the mood? Do you feel like giving us one of your catchphrases before you leave?
Yeah, I'm gonna give this the same one I gave from Moyes, I think, is Lopetegui, hasta la vista, baby.
Yes, please. Hasta la vista, baby. Mate, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you as always, mate. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you too.
All right, lovely.
Nice one, Arnie. Mate.
And have a nice evening. Take care. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Arnie. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Right. That was it. Good show. Enjoyed that. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this Sunday night. Yeah, it's quite therapeutic. I'm going to have a couple of days off now, talking about West Ham. I need to just to kind of. I'm going to block it all out. I'm not even going to read the fucking news.
Nick, you say this, you'll have another video up tomorrow.
No, not tomorrow. I'm not. I'm done. It's been too much. Too much. I don't mind doing it. I don't mind doing it when.
That.
What Mickey the eye
yeah
is
go on.
The eye candy. Ooh.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, I'm gonna have a couple of days off, so I'll talk to you again sort of midweek. Yeah, thank you very much, Mickey. It's been good. We had a good watch along. We're gonna do the watch along together for the whole game against Everton. We're gonna do it on YouTube as well.
On YouTube this time.
We're gonna do it on YouTube. So we'll see how that goes. Quite enjoyed that last time. We'll speak to you all soon. Don't forget, I'm going to ask you again, drop a like on the video before you go. All right? Speak to you all soon.
All you want.
What should we play out to?
I don't know, but On the Wings has been done. I don't know, really. I don't know what you've got.
Should we just remind everyone how shit Moyes is again? I'm just going to keep
doing let's do that shit Moyes is.
Well, I'd say that what MD's getting here with me is a very experienced Premier League manager. Arguably, there's only 2 or 3 who've got more experience, games in the Premier League. I think I've probably got the biggest win rate out of a certain amount of managers as well. So I think if you're putting it that way, that's what I do. I win, that's what I do. I win, that's what I do. I win, that's what I do. I win.
Oh fuck, I've gone and pissed myself. What do I look like covered in this? I look like a fucking loser, drenched in piss. I was gonna sing about yourself, but instead I went and pissed myself. At least I'm not lost all self-respect until now, because oh fuck, I've gone and shit myself. Well, would you look at this? I'm all covered in piss and shit. Just earlier I was looking swell, but by golly now I smell. And that's too bad, because I was gonna sing about yourself, but instead I shit and piss.